Morning, everyone. Welcome to this meeting of the West of England Joint Committee. Just a quick reminder that we are live streaming this, so, Big Brother rules, please don't swear or anything like that. My name is Councillor Mike Bell. I'm the leader of North Somerset Council and the chair of the Joint Committee, and I'd like to introduce my colleagues around the table. So we've got Councillor Heather Mack from Bristol City Council. So welcome to you, Heather, because you're substituting for Tony Dyer. We've got Ian Bolton, co-leader of South Gloucestershire Council. Hi, Ian. Kevin Guy, the leader of Bath and North East Somerset Council. We've also got Richard Bonner, who's the chair of the West of England Local Enterprise Board. We've got Councillor Thomas, who's chair of the Overview and Scrutiny Committee, and we haven't got Councillor Wilcox, who's chair of the Audit Committee. I don't think there have been any other apologies received, unless anyone wants to say otherwise. No? Okay, great. Do we have any declarations of interest from members? No? Okay, thank you. And if we could also just approve the minutes of the last meeting which were circulated. So that's the meeting that was held on the 20th of September. Okay, everyone happy with those? Yeah, thank you. The next item is chair's announcements. We haven't got any. And we've then got items from members of the public. So 2 questions were received in advance. And 4 statements were received in advance, which were circulated to members along with the answers to those. So unless anyone's got any comments on those, we'll move to the one speaker that we've got here in person who's going to speak to their statement, and that's David Redgewell. So over to you, Dave.
Thank you. So, David, I'm also your pasture panel advisor for North Somerset Council and West of England Combined Authorities. So I can make some points on buses. But the first thing I need to say is we need to get this special measures notice out the way. Pasture groups are getting very concerned. It doesn't allow us to improve the bus networks, the rail networks, as long as that special notice is there. And also, we need to get North Somerset into the combined authority. We can't have an authority where the airport and the seaport for Bristol sit in an authority that's not part of the combined authority. And that needs to be urgently actioned with ministers and discussions with Angela Rayner. We recommend you do that this afternoon, really, because we need to make progress in May. And then the other thing is, I'm very worried about Wessex. If you are living in Bath, do you really want a very powerful mayor that covers from, and I'm not asking you, Mike, to jump into Wessex, because we don't want something that comes from Bournemouth, Somerset, Dorset, Bournemouth and Christchurch and Wiltshire. That becomes a powerful mayor on our borders. We need to look at bringing in Gloucestershire, sorting out the North Somerset issue and talking to Swindon, who were told last night they can't go to Oxfordshire. They can't go south east because they've got no services that fit into the south east. Fire, ambulance service, police service, they all fit into the West Country, and the government's made it quite clear you can't join Oxfordshire. So we need to have this conversation. This is real serious money, real serious engagement with central government. Devolution is where we are. Devolution and nationalisation of the railway and public control of the bus networks. Those are very important Labour Party policy. So going on to locally, the first thing we need to try and do, well, Metro West has never been about trains. It's been about economic development, growth and infrastructure. It allows North Bristol to grow. It needs new towns, as Keir Starmer said, new development, arenas, housing, lots of housing, and economic development in the North Fringe. The Porters headline allows people to come into jobs and employment in Bristol, and also it serves South Bristol, some of the most deprived parts of the city region, and those trains will stop there as well. So we need to get on with this project. Find the money, move money around in the combined authority, because we have got money on schemes that could go across from CRTRS. There's some schemes that are not popular with the public. Let's just move the money and make sure that we actually progress that Porter's headline. We need a metro system for Bristol and the region. Absolutely crucial. We haven't got one, and we need to get on with it. Network Rail's in the room, Malcolm's here. We need to just get on and build this and work with Peter Hendy. And okay, on buses, I'm very pleased we're making progress in North Somerset. We're making progress with 3 new routes in Bristol, East, North and East Bristol, right across. I know the whole routes we were briefed at the board the other day. I'm still very concerned about South Gloucestershire, Chief Executive. We're still not making progress on restoring those public bus services we fund in Yates, Chipping, Sodbury, East Bristol and Ian's Patch, and we shouldn't be waiting until September to put those right. We're probably forced in that position and working with Gloucestershire. So there's progress being made, but South Gloucestershire, Gloucestershire, that bus network needs sorting out urgently. And as your pasture representative, on behalf of the groups, I say please we action that as soon as possible. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much, Dave. Really helpful comments, and certainly from a North Somerset perspective, I absolutely agree with it, all the points that you've made, and I'm sure colleagues will have listened to the feedback that you've presented. And I just want to assure you we're all working to the same objectives and trying to deliver the big projects as quickly and as effectively as possible. And I think there's wide support for North Somerset becoming part of the combined authority, and we're all collectively trying to make that case to government. So I can't say any more than fingers crossed, but we're absolutely working on it. Okay, thank you very much. So I'll move on to item 6, which is comments from the chair of the Local Enterprise Partnership Board. So Richard, any comments from you today?
Thank you very much, Chair, and it's pleasing to hear your comments about the opportunities to come into the Combined Authority, which of course we've always supported. I just wanted to comment briefly on a couple of the points that are coming up, and actually it talks to this idea of collaboration, but we really welcome the way in which you're reallocating funds, particularly around supporting the 5 CRSDS funds, demonstrating that we are working together to unlock the opportunities that exist from our existing funding pots, that we're being agile and that we are creating the maximum impact from the funds that are available to us. So thank you to colleagues for your continuing work together. We recognise in the paper that we still realise that the funding and the future of our LEP remains uncertain. We recognise that there is an opportunity for us to ultimately pivot towards our business board, but in the meantime, whilst we resolve those, we continue to lean in and support the activities, the economic growth activities, as Dave stated, of the region. And we're very pleased to see that the capital budget for 25-26 demonstrates the prospect of some significant additional funding for the Southwest Net Zero Hub from the Social Housing Decarbonisation Fund. It just goes to show that we're working really hard on unlocking our transition to net zero, and we're maximising funds that are available to us. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard. And item 7 is comments from the Overview and Scrutiny Committee Chair. So Councillor Thomas, any comments from you today?
Thank you. No written comments. Like Richard, I mean, welcome hearing that there's wide support for North Somerset becoming part of the combined authority. I think just hearing an update on the M49 junction and on the Portishead line would be appropriate, would be helpful at some point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Would any officer like to comment on that specific question? I think we can pick it up perhaps after the meeting, but is there anything you wanted to add, Stephen?
Certainly happy to pick both up offline. As you all know, we've made representations on the second of those two and continue to discuss it, but happy to pick it up offline.
That's great, thank you very much. Okay, item 8 is comments from the Chair of the Audit Committee, who is not present. I'm not aware that we've had any written comments in, so we'll move on to item 9, which is the main business today, which is the Joint Committee budget for 25-26. So this is obviously to consider and improve the budget in respect of Joint Committee activities. The capital budget in particular shows continued growth for 25-26 and highlights the prospect of significant additional funding to the Southwest Net Zero Hub from the Social Housing Decarbonisation Fund. The report also includes the revenue and capital forecast for the financial year 24-25 based on the latest available data, and there are also some change requests included in the report. And we've got 6 recommendations which are set out. We've obviously got officers present to answer any questions that you may have. So before I move to the recommendations, any questions or comments on anything in the report? Nope. Very good. Okay. In which case, if everyone's happy, I will propose to take all of the recommendations together en bloc. So I'm happy to move the 6 recommendations. If I can have a seconder. Thank you, Ian. So are all in favour? Lovely. Thank you very much. In which case, that concludes the business of the meeting. Thank you very much. And if you're going to depart immediately, safe journey home. And if you're hanging around, there is a Sainsbury's nearby.